giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Can't treat myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. Just treat your body and mind. Baby, you give me ice and fire.
Yeah, probably.
You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly.
Ja, ich hab
Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry.
einmal gelesen.
Oh,
Ich will es nie wieder lesen. So.
but I don't wanna jinx it, baby.
I've been in a reading rut lately, and I feel like it's a really deep reading rut. And I'm getting frustrated, to be quite frank with you, because I love reading and I've been a reader for so long. Like, I actually don't remember at what age I read my first book. Obviously, probably as soon as I started learning how to read, I guess. Or do you learn how to read by starting to read things? Good questions, but not the point of this discussion. And the thing is, I thought, okay, you know what, everybody goes through reading ruts, and everybody has times in their life where they don't read as much, and sometimes you read more and other times you read less, and everybody goes through reading ruts, right? So I thought, it's fine, I'll just let myself be in this reading rut for a while and just leave myself there and see what happens, and kind of just not try to force myself to read, because I feel like I've been doing that a lot in the recent years, and I don't want to be someone who does that. I want to read because I like reading and because I'm enjoying what I'm reading and I'm excited to read what I'm reading. And so when I kind of fell into this reading rut, at first I thought, okay, you know what, I've had a lot on my plate and I'm just maybe exhausted and tired, and you know, I'll just give myself a break. I'll just let myself not read. But now I feel like I've been in this reading rut for like 2 months basically, and I know 2 months in the grand scheme of things is really not very long as I'm saying that, but I'm tired, okay? I'm tired of being in this reading rut. I don't want to be in a reading rut anymore. And so I figured that realistically the only way out is through. So here I am, again, forcing myself to read, because it kind of seems to be the only thing that I can think of to get myself out of this reading rut. And as much as that sounds counterintuitive to everything I've just said, because I did say I don't want to be the kind of person who forces myself to read, but I feel like I need to get the joy of reading back. I want to experience that feeling again, and I can't experience that feeling if I'm not actually reading. So I'm gonna be making myself read, and honestly I think a big part of my reading rut is just that I'm not excited about any of the books that I'm reading, or about the book that I was reading, which is sad because I do really want to finish reading this book, and I will at some point, but I think I just need to let it go for a while and then come back to it at another time. So I was busy reading The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde, and I got about halfway through and then I just stopped reading and I didn't pick it back up again, and I didn't kind of feel the need or the not motivation, I didn't feel interested in picking it up again, even though I know if I do read it, it will be an interesting story. But at this point, I'm just not interested or excited by that story. So I've decided to let myself just put that aside for a while and continue on by reading something else. Now, my something else's, I have two something else's. One of them is a book I've spoken about recently, and it is Close to the Bone by Lisa Ray. I read the introduction or prologue or whatever it's called in the prologue, and I already really like her writing style. I read this prologue probably a week ago. I haven't read anything since, but I really like her writing style, and I feel like this will be something that will get me back to being excited about writing. But then the other day, as I was staring at my bookshelf, and you've already seen this clip because I filmed this clip a long time ago, it seems, but it was actually just a few days ago. I was staring at my bookshelf, and my eyes came to rest on this book, Black Butterflies by Ingrid Jonker. I love that both of the books I'm reading at the moment are black and white photos with white and pink or rose gold, whatever you want to call that color on this book. You probably can't see font on it, but my eyes just fell onto this book, Black Butterflies by Ingrid Jonker. It is a collection of poetry, and I feel like poetry is always a good thing to read when you're not really that interested in reading, because you can just read one poem, and I think most of her poems are fairly short, so I thought I felt excited about reading this book. I felt intrigued. There was this pull in me that said, this is the book that you need to be reading. So in this reading vlog, which is probably going to be quite a short reading vlog, I'm going to be doing a little bit of reading. And I'm not going to force myself to read a lot, because I'm not trying to burn myself out of reading. I just want to slowly but surely get back into the reading groove, into the reading river, if you will, and then I can just float along that river. Too many metaphors in this video already. Yes, so here we go. I think for now, it's already 4:15 in the afternoon now. I think I'm going to set a timer on my phone for an hour, spend an hour reading, and then see how I feel, and just kind of give myself the grace to, if I want to, only read for an hour, because I feel like that's kind of how I used to read, and then at some point I felt that I needed to read for really long stretches of time. But anyway, this is a very long talking clip. I'm going to shut up now and go make myself another iced chocolate. I don't want to call it iced hot chocolate, but it's essentially what it is. It's an iced hot chocolate because it's actually warm today, and I spent some time outside today, so I got very hot. And now I am going to make myself another one of these delicious beverages, then come back, set my timer for an hour, and do a bit of reading.
Let's not get ahead of my time. Oh, but I don't want to miss you, baby. So I stand up and speak my mind. Oh. Chilling when the rain, you're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me high and dry. Baby, you
I come to you in this very dark, moody lighting. Well, I mean, it's not really that moody, considering how bright this light is, but in this dark lighting for a nighttime update. I ended up reading for longer than an hour because I wanted to finish the chapter that I was busy reading, which is a great thing because it means that I was actually enjoying the book enough to not want to just give up after an hour. And I am enjoying Lisa Ray's book so much so that I am excited to read it further. I really like her writing style and I really like the way that she tells her stories, and I found myself kind of not being able to stop smiling while I was reading it because I just love the way that she tells the stories of her childhood and how she was as a kid and everything. So I am thinking that so far this experiment is a success, and also just having a book that you're actually excited to read is also helpful. So I'm gonna have my dinner now and watch an episode of Coronation Street. We'll see what happens in this week's episode. I mean this week, as in today's episode. There have been 2 episodes this week already. Will it be more hospital scenes? Will there be more cop shop scenes? Well, who knows? I mean, there's definitely going to be hospital scenes just by what has happened this week. If you are a Coronation Street viewer and you are watching this on the day that I have released it, you will know what has happened this week. If you don't watch Coronation Street, just ignore all of my nonsense ramblings. But I'm going to watch tonight's episode of Coronation Street, and then I'm going to, depending on how I feel afterwards, because it will be probably 9 o'clock already by that time, maybe read another chapter. We have reached the end of the reading vlog. I think my little experiment has worked because I'm very much enjoying both of these books, and I am actively excited to get back to reading this when I'm not reading it. So I think I have kind of risen from my reading rut, if you will. But I also think that just a lot of the reason why I'm feeling this way is because I'm actually excited to read the books that I'm reading. So maybe the takeaway for me is that I should just read books that I'm actually excited about reading and stop forcing myself to read books that I think I should read, at least for a little while, because there are definitely books where I think I should read them, even though I'm not necessarily super excited by the idea or by what those books are, but I think they are important to read, and I think that they will influence a lot of my kind of thinking and my view on the world, which is why I want to read them. So that's just my thoughts on it. But anyway, thank you for being here. I hope you enjoyed. See you again next week.